30-Day DC Comics Challenge Day 12. My favorite animated DC movie. Now, when I say animated DC movie, I'm talking about the direct-to-DVD DC Animated Universe movies that they've been putting out lately, which, by the way, they've been amazing. And, okay, so there are two of them that I really, really like, that I have, and I watch them over and over again. And I can't really pick one. Like, I've been trying to pick one, but I can't. And when it comes down to it, it's both of them feature Batman, which, again, shouldn't be a surprise if you've watched any of the other videos in this series. So, my go-to Batman animated movie that I watch, just when I need a Batman fix, this one. Batman Under the Red Hood, which is the, return of Jason Todd as the Red Hood, based on the comics story arc, Under the Hood, which, again, return of Jason Todd. It features, I'm trying to think, the voice actors. I don't think it features any of the iconic voice actors. I don't believe Kevin Conroy voices Batman in this one. I know Neil Patrick Harris voices Nightwing, which is amazing. But yeah. Let me see. Okay, Bruce Greenwood is the voice of Bruce Wayne and Batman in this one. Jason Todd is voiced by Jensen Ackles of Supernatural, which is amazing. I think at the time I don't think I realized that, but now that I read that, it's painfully obvious that his voice, it's Jensen Ackles is Jason Todd. Neil Patrick Harris, like I said, is Nightwing, and anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, it's just an amazing story, and I mean, it comes together perfectly. I mean, it doesn't mention some of the... In the comic book series, when this arc arose, it happened shortly after the story arc event War Games, and it also happened shortly after Hush. So there was a lot of... Bruce had a lot of weird, emotional issues going on at the time, because he just lost Stephanie Brown to something that he was responsible for, and he was just forced to see who he thought was his best friend die, and it was, and plus he's dealing with all sorts of things with Catwoman at the time, so you don't really get that sense in this movie. It's mostly just a giant action-packed, superhero romp, which is amazing. There's a bug flying around my head, bothering me. Anyway, that one. And the other one that I go to all the time when I want a nice, action-packed team-up is this one, Batman Superman Apocalypse, which again comes straight from the comic books. This time, Superman Batman, and it's the second story arc, which I was really happy when they released this one, because it introduces that era's version of Supergirl, and it was kind of cool the way they did it, because in Superman Batman, that ongoing comic series at the time, again, this is all pre-New 52, the first one in this series was Superman Batman Public Enemies, and then this one came out shortly after, and the events in this, at the beginning of this, are a direct result of Superman Batman Public Enemies, just as they were in the comic book series. Public Enemies was the first story arc of that comic, and Apocalypse was the second. So, basically it introduces Supergirl to the DC animated universe, and it involves a team up with Batman, Superman, obviously, and Wonder Woman and Big Barda. They travel to Apokolips. They face the Furies and Darkseid, and just magical. And it's one of my favorite stories from the comics, and it is one of my favorite animated adaptations of it. So I guess I was kind of cheating since I chose 2 instead of 1, but oh well. My list. Anyway, so that's it for this one. Next one is day 13, which is favorite animated DC show, which I think I've mentioned it already a few times, so again, it probably won't be too much of a shock. See you then.